And after struggling for about an hour trying to get him in a pose like this, when I should have just used the fight stands, and looking at some comic book images online, and there was one that looked like this, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And boom, look how cool it turned out.
Sean Solo Geek.
Hey, what's going on? It's Sean Solo 8, and I'm back with another Marvel Legends action figure review. From the Spider-Man retro card line, we have Marvel's Scorpion. I've been waiting for this for such a long time. I'm absolutely stoked to finally get it. I did pre-order this one on Amazon, and yeah, the wait paid off. He is amazing in hand. He does come with a massive articulated tail, bendy wire tail of all things, which is super cool, but only 2 hands, which is kind of odd, but still, I'll take it. It says Scorpion Stings on the card, and on the back, it's like you're treated to another retro card. It just says Marvel Scorpion. You have a cool illustration. It looks just like it did back in the Toy Biz days. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm all in for it. He does come with a short little bio, so feel free to pause and read that. But without further ado, let's open up Marvel Scorpion and let's take a closer look. Boom! Here is Marvel Scorpion directly out of the package, just tweaking a few parts of articulation, and I can say bending this wire right away. He stands on the turntable absolutely perfect. The balance is spot on. This guy is cool. I can see how you can actually bend this and make him stand on a shelf, which you'll probably want to do, but I think it looks cool just like this. What do you guys think? Let's put him in a couple more poses here and see what else this guy can do. Just to show off Scorpion's massive tail articulation, as you can see, I have it completely wrapped around his body doing the Iron Man hero stance, even though he's a villain. But as you can see, this guy, you know, the articulation, although it is old school and I'm sure it's a lot of reuse, it holds up really, really well. And after struggling for about an hour trying to get him in a pose like this, when I should have just used the fight stands, and then all of a sudden, when I go back, you know, I was sitting down playing with these guys, trying to get them in some poses, and looking at some comic book images online, and there was one that looked like this, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And boom, look how cool it turned out. I think it looks pretty sweet. As you can see, the tail reaches all the way over his head. I'm going to try one more pose with him and Spidey just to see how it looks. But man, that is so cool. Very hard to do, but very, very cool. That's for sure. I'm in love with Marvel Scorpion. Good job, Hasbro. And here's one more that I slapped together actually really, really quick, which again, I seen this image online from a comic, and where it's just, I wanted to show off how his tail wraps all the way over his body and does like a scorpion sting. But how cool is that, man? I know I could get Spidey's hands a little bit tighter, but again, I'm a rookie when it comes to toy photography, and I am learning. But man, I'm having so much fun with this figure, it's not even funny. And here's another look at Spider-Man and Scorpion. Spider-Man's on the Mayfix stand, and I just wanted to show him like jumping down with the Scorpion, standing there with his tail over his head. But I think the Scorpion is pretty awesome. Let me just sit this camera down and maybe back these guys up and they'll look a little bit cooler. But you can see I'll lean the Scorpion against the wall there and cheat a little bit. But yeah, he looks great. Let's go ahead and take off Spidey and do a quick height comparison. So for height comparison, there he is next to your Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. And let's go ahead and stand on this side. We've got the amazing fantasy Spider-Man. For a few villains comparisons, here he is next to Electro, part of the Sinister Six there. Again, that guy was, I think, in the first wave of the retro collection. I get Mysterio out, but he's like way in the back. He would probably knock down about 20 figures or so. But let's go ahead and just stick up, get him standing upright. There he is next to the Marvel Legends Sandman, which in itself is an epic figure too. And let's go ahead and pull him up close now. Height-wise, you can see the tail. You can actually bend it to where you can have him help him stand like he does right there. I just want to show you how long this tail actually is. As you can see, It goes all the way across the screen. Looks like it'd be about 15 inches completely spread out, which is just crazy. And you can see the little holes for the bendy wire, so it holds over time. But it feels like there's several points where it'll bend. Like right here is a bendy spot. Right here's a bendy spot. Here is another spot where it bends. And then, of course, it bends near the tip, too. And as I showed you earlier, it'll go completely over his head. But the paint on this tail looks fantastic. It's a beautiful little shiny silver. And you can see the nice green tip on there, but it's like in a cup shape, which looks really, really cool. And it's the same texture all the way around, and I absolutely love it, and I really hope we get a Doc Ock just like this. It looks like it is glued on his back. I'm not going to try to pop mine off. And, of course, Scorpion's face looks absolutely incredible. Love how his teeth are gritting right there. It looks super cool. The mask is just painted incredibly. Let me zoom up on the eyes. But you can see how good that looks. Even to the wrinkle in his forehead there. Looks super cool. And he just has that evil, evil smile. While we're here, let's lift up the head. His articulation on this guy is just phenomenal. Look at that. And, of course, that means he's going to look down really well, too. The chest, on camera, it looks like it's two different colors here and here, but they are actually the same. There is no butterfly joints, and, of course, the texturing on his suit goes all the way through. He could have maybe used some swivel in the wrist here. Would have been nice. There is a nice swivel in the waist. He doesn't bend down very far at all. Doesn't bend back very good either, because obviously the tail pops in there. He does twist there pretty good, so you can't get some twist out of it like that. Just look how cool that is. He does have nice upper swivel cuts and double jointed elbows that pop up to about that high. His arm pops up relatively high. There is a motion in the head. And it is pretty loosey-goosey on there. See, the paint goes around to the belt. And I like these, you know, old school shorts over their uniforms that they had. He kicks up about that high, which is actually pretty good. Back about that far. Of course, a double jointed knee with an upper swivel cut. There is a boot cut on these guys. You can see the paint popping up here. It looks like a little stinger. Generous hinge on the feet. And, of course, really nice rockers on there, too. But I think this guy is phenomenal. Again, highly recommended. Really appreciate you checking out today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, kindly throw a thumbs up on it. I would definitely appreciate it. Check out one of these videos up on the screen. And I will see you guys in the next video.